clue. Questionable lighting, audio too. Borrowed nerve, I'll learn as I do. Doing it scared, but seeing it through.
In my humble opinion, there's not a lot of reason to buy almond M&Ms. I think they're pretty gross. But today we're going to give them a purpose and show them a little love. Start by, we're going to separate all of the Micanites and just get the green ones out. I think I'll have my child do this. It's a perfect job. Now I wish there were more green ones. We cut the Micanite in half, and then do you see how there is a narrower end and a wider end to the M&M? We put it to the wider end. We get it to stick really well. Look at that. Okay, the wider end. All right, I've matched up all of the green Micanites I have with the M&Ms, and it changes each time I do it, but this is what I have left. So not much. I always suggest to get a plain colored, I like white and I like red, plain colored serving plate. And I'm going to show you how we present it. I have never used these before for store-bought frosting. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to choose varying colors. We're going to have some of them pointing outside. And some pointing towards the center. You want to make room for the treat on the inside. Now, the good part, hold on, what color are we missing? We can't have another red. Let's do a green. The good part is you have this plate, but the treat part, you don't have to fill up the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to glue these down. Ooh, a little bit too much there. And the good part about filling up a bigger plate is, so I have what doctors call a little bit of a weight problem. And along with that, it affects vision as well. And if the plate is too small, no matter if it's a really rich dessert or not, my brain says, oh, not enough. So this is the best of two worlds. We get a big plate and we take up a lot of the outside, because what we're going to use here, I'll show you in just a second, is my favorite treat to put in the middle. Right, so now we're going to go and make, and these do not need to be perfect. Remember, Christmas is fun. And I like the little curlies. When you're done with the cords, you'll need to set this aside to dry. Oops. Because you don't want to put oops daisies. You don't want to put treats on it and get the frosting. Oh my goodness, frosting all smeared. Look at that. You know what? We're going to pretend like the cord went underneath. Yeah, there you go, cord. And once it dries off a little bit, you can fix some of those spots. Okay, we're going to set this aside to harden up. If I am not giving them away for gifts, and it's just for a party at my house, oh, if I have a choice for gingham, it's always going to be gingham. I know I said it's best to use plain white or plain red plates, but come on, gingham. I almost moved on without putting a cord to these. I don't know if I've said it yet, but I wouldn't suggest eating these. I'm not a fan of almond M&Ms. And then fruit and chocolate, Mike and Ike and chocolate, that's a no-go for me. But you do what you want to do. That's your own business. You get to make decisions for you, and I get to make decisions for me. And I think that is a beautiful thing. And if you make a mistake, it is no big deal. Nobody's going to judge you. Well, none of your friends are going to judge you on your curlicues. So if you think somebody's going to judge you on this, don't give them a cute one. Friendship is about love and encouragement.
If you're enjoying this, like and subscribe. Only if you want to. Good vibes either side.
These peppermint bars come together so quickly. In here, I have 3 sticks of butter that I just set out for a couple hours until they are room temp. And then we're going to add 3 cups of flour and 3/4 cup of sugar. We're going to mix that until it's crumbly. Pull them together. It's all mixed. We're going to turn that off. In a bowl, we're going to put a bag of white chocolate chips and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. Now, it used to really bother me when I would watch somebody pour in sweetened condensed milk in a recipe, and I would say, I would yell at the screen, scrape it all out. But I realize, as I'm filming this myself, how much time it takes. So just know I'm scraping the whole can out, and then I'm going to put it in the microwave 30 seconds at a time until it's smooth. So each time you pull it out of the microwave, each 30 seconds, you stir it. I'm sure you've seen this a million times. You just try not to burn your chocolate chip. So it's pretty much melted. I was going to show you. Should have showed you before I got it all dirty. This has a little Santa on it. And this is one of my favorite kitchen tools, and I got it from a ministering companionship. I was going to say ministering sister, but a ministering companionship probably 8 years ago. Even though it's Christmas, I use it every day. So now that's melted, we're going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of peppermint extract, and 4 drops of red food coloring, but I can't find my red food coloring, so we're going to use hot pink. Hopefully it won't mess with it too much. And you could leave it out, of course. I mean, when you're making the recipe, you could leave whatever you want out. It's a little more pink than I want, but it's going to work. And a 1/4 cup of crushed peppermint candy, so crushed candy canes. We're going to put about half of our crumble mixture. Yes, my hands are clean. About half. It's not a problem if you have a little bit less or a little bit more than half. Press that in. Make it even, as even as you can on the bottom, but it really doesn't matter. And then you pour in the peppermint filling. I don't really know what to call it. Is it a filling? Is it a middle? Sorry. You know, this is my first video on this channel. Second tutorial I've ever made in my whole life. So please give me a little grace when it comes to angles, lighting, talking, everything. I'm gonna see if I can move it so that it's closer to the camera. Okay, we have the bottom crust, we have the inner filling, and then we're gonna put the rest of the crumble on top. We're going to take some more of the crushed peppermint and just sprinkle it on top. Just follow the spirit. I think maybe another 1/4 cup on top. You decide what looks good. You are beautiful. Okay, gently press it down just a little bit. We're going to put it in the oven. 350-degree oven for 25 to 28 minutes. After the crumble bars have cooled, pull it out of the pan. It's pretty solid now. I cut off all the corners, and I do that for 2 reasons. Number 1, because I want to. And number 2, it gives my family a little something to snack on until I make sure I have enough for whatever I'm packaging. No, it doesn't have to be straight. Your kitchen, your rules. I don't know if you could see. Oops, daisy. The layers. Okay. These are pretty rich. I put them on the same vein as fudge, so I make them kind of small, but you can make them bigger. And these do freeze really well. If I were going to freeze them, I would cut the edges off and maybe package them like this. I do it all in halvesies. Otherwise, I can't make a straight line to save my life. Okay. And This bench scraper is my favorite way to cut them. So we just fill up the middle. They stack because you let them cool and set up. Well, both the bars and the lights. It's okay if you put a little bit on the cord. Okay. Isn't that adorable? And what if you want to give them away? Well, let me show you. I have an idea. Let's see if it works. I'm going to fill up the middle. I have a friend who loves peppermint, and I've never made these for her. So I can't wait for her to try them. Okay, I got these basket bags from the Dollar Tree. I want to see if I could package them with this. Let's see if I mess it up too much. If I cut off a bit of it, maybe I'll cut it in a scallop. I'm nervous. Part of being in a freeze is the fear of making mistakes. So we're not going to be afraid of making mistakes. We're just going to enjoy the process. Okay. Okay, that's kind of cute. These guys need to be taped down. I've seen somebody do that before. So let's tape the bottom of it. Totally did all of that off. Sorry. Find this and other tags in my Etsy shop. Link in the description below.
If you make this, tag me, show me what you do. So glad you were here.